Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following us along the last couple weeks, we've been doing a shower house build, and in my last video I kind of ran into like a creator's block as to what to do for the interior of this. I didn't quite know how to finish off the soffits and all that good stuff. A couple of my viewers taught me about Z flashing, and so I'm going to go back and put some Z flashing in the shower house. But it has been raining like crazy. The last 2 weeks I haven't been able to put a video together because of all the rain, and it would have just been near impossible. And today I already changed my shirt 2 times, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to accomplish some smaller projects that we need done before the winter. I'm going to go ahead and fix my plow truck, and then after that, because we've been blessed with so much rain, I think we're going to do a little bit of foraging. I'll show you what we have on our property as far as edible mushrooms go, and we'll just kind of do a nice little video like that, so at least we can get some content out. I wanted to let you guys know that we're still living here and surviving. So all right, let's get to work and we'll get on with today's video.
It's this old plow truck. The thing's been as dependable as can be. However, last winter, when I plowed our access way to get back here, one of the neighbors took the liberty of parking his snowmobile trailer in my driveway and parked his truck out in the middle of the road, so I couldn't get back to the cabin. And while he was doing that, I figured I'd be a good neighbor and plow around him since he wasn't answering his phone. And I blew the hydraulics out. And there are these little tiny hoses here. You can kind of see the splits right in there. Hopefully the camera picks it up. There was a hose here, but let's go to the back of the truck. I took that hose off to go into town. And you can see here's that hose, and it blew out right here, and it cracked down here and blew out there too. So I lost all my hydraulic fluid, and since it's rainy and miserable, I figured maybe today would be a good day to address that and get that wrapped up. And in case if we get a downpour, then I can just run into the cabin and always continue on with this at whatever time. All right, here's our threads, and all that we're going to do is I'm going to use Teflon tape that's rated for different oils and gas, and we're going to go in a, when you're standing looking at it, we'll go in a clockwise position because that's the way I know the joint tightens, and that way we won't be unscrewing the Teflon tape that we're putting on the threads. So I just go ahead and put, 2 or 3, maybe 4 turns on here. I pull it tight and then just rub your fingers into it, and you'll get a joint like that, and the tape is in there good. It won't unscrew. And there you go with the other end. So we're going to grab the other hose and we'll do this as well. And that's how we're going to seal our joints so that we don't have any leaks on the plow. I'll tell you a little bit about what's been going on here at the cabin. Other than rain, we have been loaded this week with predators. And it's been kind of cool because normally during the rain you don't see much for predators. And we've been blessed with, we saw a wolf come running across the road with a beaver in its mouth. And then about, I think it was maybe a day or 2 later, we had a nice big black bear that was coming into the watering station that I put in earlier this year for wildlife. We're going to put a trail camera out and see if we can get a couple shots of them. It is bear hunting season, so I don't know how long he'll be around for. Now, if I can remember how this all went in, I think it went through here. And then came back up through here. That way this hose won't be laying free and get it torn off by any obstacles that are around. Alright then, that's pretty tight. I don't think we want to go any tighter than that, because you'll split this nut and then we're really screwed. So, alright. Let's go ahead and we'll get this other hose off. And this kind of sucks. Everything's full of this type of hydraulics takes automatic transmission fluid, and everything is full of automatic transmission fluid right now. You can see usually there's pressure behind these hoses. I didn't even get anything to come out. So alright, I'll take the other end out and we'll go ahead and put the new hose on. So I always start it by hand first. That way, you know, you're not going to have any chance of cross threading it, because once you cross thread these threads, you're screwed and you have to buy a new fitting all over, and you'd have to buy a whole new hose again. And these hoses weren't cheap. I think I paid, I don't know, 27 bucks a piece or something like that for them. I can't remember if it was 27 for the pair or 27 a piece. So that bottom one is done, and I did that one first because there's no swivel joint on it. This top one up here has a union on it, or a swivel joint, and that one we can easily put together. Alright, and I can tell those threads are going together perfect. And that one snugged up as well. So there we go. Hydraulic hoses are replaced. I'll go ahead and put our automatic transmission fluid inside the pump, and once we get that filled up, then we are ready to roll. Oh, that came up quick. Alright, I'm going to quick wipe that off with a rag so I don't get that all over my environment here. And we'll go ahead and we'll Teflon some threads on the nut that goes on there, and we'll give the plow a try. This truck is a tank. I parked it here last winter after the hoses broke, so we'll see if it wants to start. If it starts, we'll go ahead and give the hydraulics a workout. Where's the chipmunk? Where's the chipmunk? Where is it? Get him! Alright, and all of our joints are holding. We don't have anything dripping. So I'd say that's a job well done. Hey guys, this is one of my favorite times of the year. I wanted to be working on the bathhouse or the shower house today, but to be honest with you, the last 2 weeks I couldn't have been working on it if I wanted to, because right now the rain has moved in, which is a good thing because we haven't had rain all year. But it's a bad thing if you want to be building shower houses. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll take you back on the property, and I'm going to show you 3 spots where I noticed on my walk this morning that I had wild edibles growing. And actually I think there's more like 4 or 5 spots, but I'll take you to 3 because these are the most prevalent mushrooms that I have and fungus that I have on the property that has medicinal value and that can really bring some quality into your life. So, all right, I am going to turn the camera off because this terrain is really rough back in here, and I'll show you one of the funguses that we have that has all sorts of medicinal values, and through the miracle of YouTube, I'll be back in a second. So this is one of my favorite times of the year to mushroom hunt. I'll show you what's growing on the side of this tree. It just kind of makes me sick that I didn't find these earlier. But yeah, I don't know if you can see that bump up on that tree there. I'll do a little bit of a zoom in on it. But those are oyster mushrooms, and they're supposed to be white. I just picked a whole bunch of them off of one of the other trees that I have on the property, and I've got them back at the cabin already. If I would have been thinking, I should have videoed it. I'll take you back to the place where I picked them from because there's still one that was kind of buggy that's over there, and I'll show you what it looked like and where I found them growing. So check this out. They're actually pretty cool looking. All right, so those are elm oysters. I'll try to zoom in on them. But if you look at the stems, right down there, you see how those stems come out of the tree and then do a quick turn coming up. Those usually are a pretty good indication that it's an elm oyster. Obviously, these ones are all brown, so they're no good anymore. But I'll take you back to the tree where I just picked some really nice white silky ones. You can see where the elm oysters were growing out of here, and I picked a whole wad out of there. Usually these mushrooms like to grow on a scar of a tree, and I didn't pick those ones because they're a little bit buggy, and I don't know if this is true or not, or if it's my imagination, but if I usually leave a couple, it seems like I'm guaranteed for more next year. Here's the color of those elm oysters. That's what they should look like right here, here, and here when they're still fresh. And then a little bit further back on my property, I'm always keeping an eye open in case if I'm walking past some of these mushrooms. But a little further back on the property, I've got just a huge crop of turkey tail that are growing, and all this stuff is kind of new to me. So if you guys are avid, mushroom pickers or whatever, maybe you want to leave some comments or advice for me. So, all right, we're coming up on that turkey tail, and like I was saying before, this is a section of my property where any of the wood that I didn't use for burning for firewood or anything, I went ahead and stacked back here. So it's kind of funny. I have a new camera right now. My last camera crashed, and so I'm not sure where I should be looking at this thing. But holy cow, there's just an abundance of turkey tail back here. Let's go back here and I'll show you what I'm talking about when I talk about turkey tail mushrooms. They're very medicinal, and they're okay. You know, they're tasty, just like any other mushroom. But here we go. I'll show you what we got. This is just a collection of old hardwood that I've had. I've thrown it back here and I'm letting Mother Nature reclaim it. And all of these mushrooms here, I believe, are turkey tail. If I'm wrong, somebody feel free to correct me, but I've found there's like 6 different points that you have to look for when harvesting turkey tail. And from everything I've looked at so far, this meets all the credentials. I'll pull just one of these off. And first of all, the first thing you look for is the defining lines that are here. And then usually it has like a lighter color rim on the outside. Hopefully the camera's focused in on that. And then when you turn it upside down, hopefully the camera picks that up. But see how it's all pores underneath there? That's what you want for turkey tail. If it's hairy, it's a poisonous relative. Stay away from it. But that has all those pores. I think that's a pretty good picture right there. And those pores are an indicator that that is real turkey tail mushroom. In a video I put out 2 or 3 weeks ago, I showed my favorite mushroom, but this time of year it's near impossible to find. It's called a lobster mushroom. And the lobster mushroom, oddly enough, smells just like lobster, and it tastes just as good as lobster. All that you do is you mix up a little bit of garlic and butter, and after you fry up the mushroom, you dip it in the garlic and butter, and it is just a taste that's out of this world. It's just incredible. This is definitely one of my favorite times of the year. You know, if you look at the background here, all the oranges and yellows and greens that are here, fall is definitely in the works right now. And it's been pretty cool being up here this fall. There's been a lot of work that we got done with the cabin, and we've even had a few times that we enjoyed getting out and enjoying the beautiful nature. I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump in the ATV, or the side-by-side I should say, and we'll show you a couple of our favorite places to visit up here, and we'll end on that note. So thank you guys for joining us this week on Carl's Off the Grid. Stay tuned if you want to see some of the scenery that we have in the area here. I don't know how much it'll be, but I'll show you a few clips. We usually, when it's rainy and crappy like this, we like to get in the side-by-side and go for a ride. That way the day isn't all just a wasted day. You know, we can still be in the outdoors. The side-by-side gives us enough protection to where we don't get wet. So, all right, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it either entertaining or maybe learned something from the repairs that we did. We'll catch you next time on Carl's Off the Grid. Stay tuned if you want to see some of the scenery that we have. I'm sure I'll throw a clip or two in when we're on our ride. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.